It is 6:46. It is Wednesday morning, and here on Good Day Las Vegas, it is time once again for our Morning Cup of Joe segment with Sheriff Joe Lombardo. Good to see you again, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sheriff. Good to have you back.
Yeah.
All right, so there was a community survey sent out at the beginning of the year. What kind of feedback is the department looking for?
Well, it should be continuing. The survey, well, obviously we're a service-oriented organization, business. Our customers are the community, and we want to know how we're doing. And that's the best way we could probably achieve that, through a survey that's easily accessible, and they could tell us whether we're screwing up or not. And I think it's important for us to know that, because we're their police department, and if we're doing a bad job, we need to know, especially me, and make adjustments for it, just like any other business. We don't want repeat business, which is different, but I think it's important for them to speak their voice.
Maybe in line with what the community is saying about Metro Police, talk about some of the goals for the department moving forward through 2020, some of the changes that are being considered.
Well, it's a lot easier to go back to our mission, which is to serve people, strengthen relationships, improve quality of life. We always fall back on that because the goals can change from year to year. In the last 5 years of my tenure, it's been violent crime. Last year we increased it with improving quality of life, per se, both internally and externally for my employees and for the customers we serve. This year we're going to continue with that vein. I think violent crime is the biggest issue that we deal with in law enforcement today, and that's the biggest concern for the public, besides traffic. Traffic is usually the top of the chart, but we deal with that on a daily basis. So I think it's important to have your employees concentrate and have some direction, and we hope to provide that with that. So.
Speaking of traffic, unfortunately, there were several DUI crashes over the holidays we reported on. What is the strike team doing, the DUI strike team, doing to stop drivers under the influence, Sheriff? What can be done?
That's a huge question.
Yeah,
that's a huge statement.
So
I mean, we've been dealing with it in society for years, right? And but it's such a tragic crime because it's usually a victimless, not a victimless. There's a victim associated with it, but it's the victim usually doesn't know something's going to occur. So we've tried numerous things throughout the years, but the saturation team seems to be the best idea we've had in years. They've been out there saturating, we call them, yeah, I guess that's the best word, saturating. Checkpoints sometimes work, sometimes they don't. So what we do is they react off data. They receive data on your high accident locations, your previous DUI arrests, your fatal accident locations, and they saturate those areas in a team effort to affect DUI arrests. You know, they're well over probably 1,300 now. And today's numbers, and we're seeing the numbers of DUI fatalities decreasing. So, you know, I hope that's a direct correlation to what they're doing, and it's having an effect. But it's a hard nut to crack, per se. And
I was going to say, we've heard from some of the officers that deal directly with traffic safety, and they're sort of exasperated. They're kind of there's a frustration that comes with another, DUI-related crash. Is it a matter of getting more awareness out there? You mentioned the statistics are going down, the checkpoints are around as well. Is there anything else the department can do to just try and get it into people's minds that drinking and driving is as bad as it is? Well,
yeah, I mean, there's got to be a fear, right? There has to be a fear associated with it. Either you're going to cause harm to somebody and you're going to go to prison, per se, or you're going to be prosecuted. That's what Steve Wilson, the district attorney, and I attempted to do prior to New Year's Eve and with that press conference, to let people know there's going to be a robust prosecution associated with that type of crime, right? And people have to have that in the back of their mind when they decide to get behind the wheel of a car. And I had said it's not your traditional type crime, which is usually based on greed or emotion, or it's a crime of ignorance. So you make that conscious decision, even though you're under the influence of alcohol, to get behind the wheel of a car, especially when we have all the resources today. Uber, Lyft, taxi, rideshare, anything you can imagine, friends. It's troublesome for me, and it's very frustrating. That's the most I can say about it. I mean, we're going to keep trying. We'll keep plugging away, never give up. But it seems like we're having some positive results.
Yeah. Yeah, that is good to see. We celebrated National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day last week. Wanted to say thank you to Metro for all you guys do for us, keeping us safe.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You guys, thank you for being out at the park, the Memorial Park, and filming the festivities there. It was a great event.
Yeah, it was.
Sheriff, good to see you once again. Appreciate that. If you have a question for Sheriff Joe Lombardo, you can submit it at 8newsnow.com, and you can find out if your question is answered every Wednesday. Well,